Hello, Total Body Transformation Group. This is welcome to week 3. Now we've talked a lot so far about we've talked about getting started, setting your goals, getting everything in place. Really, a little bit of remedial training, a little bit of nutrition as well. Now we're going to start training. We're going to talk about how we're going to put together a structured program so you can start training. It's going to be the meat on the bones. So without further ado, we're going to get straight into it. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is set your rep range. Now your rep range. Repetition range is how many repetitions you're going to be doing and how many sets you're going to do is going to be very important when it comes to achieving your goals, because doing a different amount of reps and sets can lead to different goals. I mean, a really simple way of doing it is high end. If you do lots of reps, you're working more on endurance. If you do a mid-range, which is between 6 reps and 12 reps, you're working on what we call hypertrophy, which is what everyone else knows as muscle building, but I'll also include that as muscle toning as well. And then the final thing is if you're doing like 1 rep max, you're lifting the heaviest weight that you can and just doing 1 rep with it or 3 reps with it, you're looking to work on power and strength. Okay? I'm not sure if there's anyone here that is working on power and strength as such. I think most people are into the muscle toning. And that sort of thing. So the rep range that you want to be going for is 6 to 12. Now, usually a good rule to follow is if you are maybe slightly larger, you need to do more reps. Okay, so if you're of a frame that you gain fat quite easily, I would go for a higher rep range. So at that 12th rep, you're absolutely exhausted out. You can't do another rep. That's really important. There's no point in being able to do 8 reps or 10 reps or whatever, or 12 reps. And put the bar down and think, right, okay, I've got to wait now and do my next one. You need to make sure that by the time you get to maybe 1 or 2 reps before you finish, you're really struggling to finish that. Really, really important, okay, as it comes to exhaustion. Now, another thing, I haven't put this on you, but you need to set your rest period, okay? If you're looking to slim down, you may want to get your rest period at about 60 seconds. If you're looking to bulk up a little bit, you might even want to go to 120 seconds rest, a 2-minute rest period between sets. Okay, so that's the first thing you need to do. Go back to your goals and work out what you want to be doing. If you're trying to build a little bit of muscle and trying to get a bit bigger, you're going to want to do lower reps and a longer rest period. If you want to sort of slim down and cut up a little bit or tone muscle and get that lean defined look, you're going to be wanting to do between maybe 8 and 12 reps and go a bit heavier. Okay, so once we've set how many reps and sets we're going to do, we're now going to look at what your exercise modality is. So, again, I'm referring more to weight training here, but this could mean press-ups, sit-ups, squats, burpees, anything. Are you going to be doing straight sets? Now, a straight set is what most people would know as a 3 sets of 10, or 4 sets of 8, or 5 sets of 6. That's going to be the first thing. Is it going to be straight sets? So let's take a basic workout. Let's say you did 3 sets of 10 bench press, 4 sets of 8 squatting, 4 sets of 10 pull-ups, things like that. That's straight sets. So you go to the bench press, you do 10 reps, you rest for a minute, you do 10 reps, rest for a minute, and so on and so forth. That's a straight set workout, simplest workout you can do. Another one, this one's really good for building muscle and burning fat at the same time, is supersets. This is where you work opposing muscle groups one after each other. So, for example, I could go, first of all, lie on the bench, do my bench press, 8 reps, and then I'd flip straight over and I go straight into a bent over barbell row for my back. So I work my chest first, then I go straight into my back. And then I rest, and then I do the same thing again. You get a lot of work done in a very short amount of time with a superset workout. What you do is, the best way of doing it is, well, there's lots of ways of doing it. You can either do opposing muscle groups, you could do non-competing, where maybe you do your shoulders and your legs in one. Whatever works for you. I mean, I'm not telling you what to do unless you're a client. Then I'll tell you what to do. The other one is circuit style. Again, I love this one. This is where you might do press-ups to start with, then you go straight into burpees, then you go straight into a weighted squat, then you go straight into pull-ups, then you rest and you go and you start again. Again, that allows you to get a lot of work done in a short amount of time. Trisets is when you work 3 exercises back to back. Now this works best on the shoulders because shoulders have got 3 heads. It's got a medial deltoid, anterior deltoid, posterior deltoid. So you could do, for example, a shoulder press for 10 reps, then straight into a lateral raise, 10 reps, and then straight into a frontal raise for 10 reps. So you hit that entire muscle within one shot. And the last one is giant sets. I mean, don't even attempt a giant set unless you're an experienced exerciser. This is where you do 4 exercises on a muscle group, one after each other. So, for example, on legs, you would do squats, straight into lunges, straight into step-ups, straight into Romanian straight leg deadlifts. So you hit your legs to pieces. On chest, you do dumbbell bench press, dumbbell flies, dumbbell pullover, and incline bench press, one after each other. Very exhausting, very tough. You do that 3 times, you're going to know about it. Okay? So the most important thing is you set your exercise modality. Again, talk to me about it, talk to Julie about it, talk to Josh about it. Make sure that you're doing the right thing for you. Okay? The next thing you're going to do is set your cardio. So if you do, let's say you're working out 5 days a week, depending on your plan, you would be doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday weights, Tuesday and Thursday cardio. So your cardio is going to be either low intensity steady state or LISS, which is going out, trainers on, and just going for a run. Not really trying a sprint or anything like that. It's good to do every now and again, but it's woefully inefficient as a fat burner. It doesn't help you burn very much fat, because when you stop burning fat. So it's good to do every now and again and throw in, but not something I would really get people doing. The next one is HIIT, or high intensity interval training. This is where you'll know about this. You come to our sessions. This is where you may sprint for 30 seconds, rest for 30 seconds, sprint for 30 seconds, rest for the hills for 30 seconds, rest for 30 seconds, and so on and so forth. Or walk, jog, run, sprint, hill, sprinting up hills and things like that. These are the things that you can't do for as long as this, but you will generate something called EPOC, which is excess post-oxygen consumption. So even after you finish training, and it's the same on weights generate EPOC too, even after you finish training, you'll keep burning fat for the next 24 to 38 hours afterwards, so it's great. The final one is metabolic resistance training. I find this works best with body weight. This is where you do things like 100 rep challenge, where you do press ups, sit ups, squats, squat thrust, running squats, burpees, one after each other, back to back. And even though you work in resistance, you'll soon see the sweat pouring off you and your heart rate going through the roof. These 3 exercises, I would say just chuck them all in. Do a little bit of everything, see what works best for you. I mean, as long as you're burning the calories and putting the work in, it's all good. Best one for me, though, for fat burning, has got to be high intensity interval training, followed closely by metabolic resistance training. You've also got to bear in mind you can't go mental at it for 5-6 days a week. You've got to have some easy days. So sometimes if you had a hard weight session, maybe a 30-minute walk on a treadmill will do you good, give your central nervous system time to recover. So just bear those 3 things in mind and set in mind your cardio. Next thing is set your diary. So identify the times that you're going to train. Identify the days you're going to train. 3 to 5 days is optimal, okay? You don't need to train 7 days a week. In fact, that'll just work against you. Ensure your program is balanced. So if you're trying to build muscle, maybe a good routine would be chest and biceps on Monday, triceps and back on Tuesday, rest on Wednesday, legs and shoulders on Thursday. And that's everything, I think. Yeah, brilliant. And that's everything. And then you could use your Wednesdays and your Fridays for cardio. Okay? So make sure that you give your body optimum time to recover. You don't want to work chest, back, shoulders Monday, chest, back, shoulders Tuesday, chest, and so on and so forth. You've got to give the big muscle parts, you need to give those big muscle parts about 48 hours to recover. Smaller ones need about 24 to 36 hours. I would always give them at least every other day. I wouldn't train them on back-to-back days concurrently. So make sure it's balanced. Again, talk to your trainers about it as well. Make sure that your plan is balanced. And then finally, stick to the plan, okay? We've taken time to do that plan for you. We've taken time to do these videos. You've got to stick to it, otherwise it's a bit of a waste of time, okay? So you need to be sticking to these plans. There's no excuse, really. I don't really think there's any excuse other than the fact that you didn't stick to it. So just stick to the plan. Couple of ways we can help. Some of you're going to be accessing these anyway, but this is a few things that we do. Personal training. The best results I've ever seen is when people do personal training and boot camp, both of them. Okay, they're training hard 4 times a week. They've got full access to the nutritional side of things that we do. That's the best results I've seen people get. I mean, Liz, someone a great client of ours. She's got some brilliant results. You can see the results on her blog on the members area. I think she ended up doing about £35 in 12 weeks, something like that. It was crazy. The other thing that we're doing is semi-private personal training. This is where a couple of you come along. It's slightly more cost effective than personal training. You don't get that one-to-one that one-to-one attention, but you do get a small group feel to it. And the other one is fitness boot camps. Very cost effective, very consistent, 3 times a week. So yeah, see the links below. Have a look and have a look at some of the other services we do. I will see you on the next video.